Okay, sure.
And the internet. And my name is Derek Marabon, CEO of Eugenics Digital Marketing. I'm up here with Stacy Collick from Gallagher Printing. And welcome everybody to LA2M. How's everybody doing today? Good. All right, good. We got a big crowd today. This is a great crowd, great speaker, and it's a beautiful sunny day. So this is LA2M. Is there anyone here for the very first time? Any newbies, first timers? Yeah, there's some new faces I saw. Welcome people. Thank you for being here. We do meet every Wednesday, so glad you made it. Feel free to come back. We always video record our presentations. We live stream them, so if you can't make it down, you can watch on the live stream at LA2M.org/live. You can follow us on Twitter, #LA2M, and we also have Foursquare. So feel free to check in. The current mayor is still Aaron. Aaron is still the mayor of the Foursquare LA2M. So yeah, that's really fun. And thanks to Roger for filming this and live streaming this. And lots of good stuff online. We're also on LinkedIn and Facebook, so follow us there. The reason Stacy's up here, LA2M is a 501c3 nonprofit. We're an educational marketing group, which means we basically run free marketing programs every week. We archive everything on the website. We do some fun events. We really help people learn marketing in the community, really at low or no cost. So it is free to attend these events. You know, if you want lunch, it's $10. That's on the menus. That goes to Connor's. We do suggest $5 donation. If you want to throw money in the hat, you can. It's optional. It's optional. There's no cost to come here. You can come and just sit for free. We don't care. So anyways, pass the basket, and if you want to help, that helps kind of pay our costs. We have one employee, Mary Lou Olds, is our LA2M manager. She does a great job. There was just too much work for all volunteers to do. So we have an employee, so we have a little bit of hard costs, and we're trying to kind of get cash positive. So that's why we pass the hat. And oh yes. So we do have sponsors every month too. That's another great way to support the organization. This month it's Let's Go, social media marketing. Let's Go, and she did hand out cards on the table. Do you want to say anything about that?
Hello. I just wanted to say that just hold on to your cards. At the end, when we do the introductions,
Yep.
then I will go ahead and tell you what your number on the back of the card means. And in the meantime, enjoy.
Great. Thanks, Leslie. So Let's Go Marketing is our sponsor this month, and she does great social media marketing. If you are a sponsor, it's $250. That gets you your name attached to our newsletter that goes out to around 2,000 people in Southeast Michigan. Goes out every Monday, I believe. And you also get to mention your business at the events. So we're booked through May with sponsorship. So yeah, we only have June left because we're going to take July and August off. So if anybody wants that June sponsorship at $250, it's a great value, I think, and it's a good way to get exposure for your business. So talk to Mary Lou if you do. We also we're going to give a shirt. We're going to give a shirt to Dave. Carter will get your picture in a second. He's firing up the camera. Just to give you an idea of format, our speaker's going to talk for around 30 minutes. We may have some time for questions, and we'll use the microphone with questions. And then at 12:45, everybody gets to introduce themselves and say who you are and what you do. And then we end by 1 o'clock. Make sense? Yeah? Okay, good. Any questions? Okay. All right, these guys are going to take the quick ceremonial T-shirt with the guy with the suit photo. Today's speaker, I think one of the reasons we have such a big crowd, David Martel is from the MLive group. I've known David for years. He's a very talented advertising person. He's moved into kind of media and publishing and really the evolution of MLive. So we've had some different people from Arbor.com and speak over the years, but David's going to kind of say, well, you know, what is the state of the nation with the MLive group? Where's it going? And what can we expect from upcoming media? So please give David Martel a warm round of applause.
Thank you very much. Can everybody hear me okay? I have the little microphone on. Yes. Okay, good. So, first of all, thank you for coming. It's great to see such a great turnout, and frankly, I'm flattered and very happy to be here. Derek, thank you. Mary Lou, thanks for reaching out to me and putting me on the program. I'm not, as Derek mentioned, I'm not the first person from our company to be on the program here. Matt Craner has spoke to the group before and has given the group some insights into the formation of Arbor.com and the successes of Arbor.com specifically. Jen Iyer recently, who's up here in the front row, was on the program within the last year, and she's our MLive Media Group's statewide community engagement director, and gave some insights into the online community and community engagement with MLive and Arbor.com. What I'd like to do today is really go broader than that. And something we really haven't talked about with this group, or a number of groups in Ann Arbor, is really giving the perspective of the formation of Arbor.com, what led to that and why. And then our company owner's vision, the new houses in New York, part of owning Advanced Publications, giving the perspective of where the company is going and has come from in the face of disruptive innovation. So as far as disruptive innovation, how many people in the room can pretty confidently say you've, based on innovation and technology, have done something that has transformed their business in some way, based in technology? Pretty much, I would think pretty much everybody in the last, whether you've been in business for a year or 20 years, technology has influenced your business. But when you ask the question, how many companies in the face of disruptive innovation in terms of technology and innovation have had to completely change their business model to stay competitive and to stay relevant, I think it's probably a little bit less. And that really is what's happened in our industry in terms of what's happened with technology innovation, having to take a look at our industry as a newspaper industry and completely change the model to stay competitive and to stay relevant. So to give some perspective into that, let's go back, we'll say about 400 years. So, centuries. And we chuckled, but really going back 400 years and looking at the newspaper industry, about 1605, the World Newspaper Association commonly says that the first newspaper was published and disseminated around 1605. So for about 404 years, and I come up with 404 because 1605, first newspaper publishes, Ann Arbor News comes along around 1835, the New York Times around 1851, and then 2009, July of 2009, the Ann Arbor News closes. So for 404 years, you have this industry that's been really stable, without much competition in terms of how people consume and get their news and information, and entertainment news, and all sorts of news. And so for 404 years, you have this incredibly stable industry. Now, let's go back just one century. This is, I think you can tell where I'm going with this. We're going to lead into the disruptive innovation being the internet. But before that, you go back about 100 years, and you've got radio. And in 1922, AT&T announces toll broadcasting, where a company can sponsor a program on radio and be mentioned on the radio. And then 1941, the first TV ad. And then cable TV comes along in 1976, and my history as a media buyer and media planner back when I started in this industry, in the late, by the late 1980s, you could start to take multiple cable networks, start to stack them, and actually achieve the type of ratings you might get in broadcast TV. So I say this because, again, over the course of about a whole century, you start to have the news industry, the newspaper industry that's been stable for 400 years, starts to have some competition in terms of where eyeballs are going. So you might start to say that media fragmentation starts to build over that whole last century. But the impact on the newspaper industry over that 100 years is considered to be really pretty gradual when you compare that to the last 2 decades. And what this chart is showing us, over the last 20 years, it shows you the internet adoption rate in the United States. So, you've got, I've made this a little bit too small for me to even see. So, you've got about 14, by about 1995, you got about 14% internet adoption rate. By 2012, that's up to 81%. So, again, 400 years, go back a whole century, now you're back 20 years, and you've taken a population where 15% have adopted the internet to 2012, 81% of internet adoption. So the other thing to note here is this isn't just unique and having an effect to the newspaper industry alone. If you think about how internet adoption has affected all mediums. I mean, you look at, a week ago I watched the U of M Wisconsin basketball game on ESPN, but not on TV, but on my smartphone. How many people have downloaded like an iHeartRadio app? So wherever you are in the whole world, you can listen to your local radio station. All of this in terms of media convergence into really digital media convergence into small screen or into the digital world. It's really affecting all of our mediums. A personal story I have fun telling in terms of giving some perspective on the recent 20-year growth of the internet. Early on in my career, working here in Ann Arbor for a advertising agency, Group 243, handling advertising for Domino's Pizza on a national scale. How many people remember Prodigy? Prodigy.net? Prodigy.net, precursor to, I think you can say a precursor to AOL. Prodigy came on the scene around 1984, preceding AOL, which really began to grow around the mid-90s. It was about 1989 when I was getting started in this career, and met with Prodigy. And Prodigy convinced us to go to Domino's Pizza and pitch them on becoming part of the Prodigy network. So that, imagine this, you could order a pizza online. So 20 years ago, when we pitched that to Domino's Pizza, Domino's would have nothing to do with it. Now think about what you can do online and what the whole ordering process for our local Domino's Pizza is in terms of ordering online. It's really just amazing how this technology has transformed businesses. So, bringing it back to the newspaper industry, what did we face? A few things. First, declining revenue, declining newspaper circulation, and an opportunity to look at what's happening in the media world and get ahead of the curve. So, at this point, getting a little bit more deep into that, in Ann Arbor specifically, what this is showing us is the U.S. newspaper advertiser expenditures over time for about the last, this goes back to 1970 and up to about 2010. And you see, I put an orange arrow there, the advent of Craigslist. So, it goes deeper than Craigslist, but using Craigslist as an example, where newspaper revenue really began to decline is in classified revenue. And more so, even in this market, when we look at Advanced Publication has newspapers in 26 markets across the country. And as we looked at that, the decline in classified revenue actually led the curve in Ann Arbor versus any of the other markets. And a lot of that is because of the how internet adoption rate being, we're a very wired community and very early on. We were a very educated community. And what we saw is because of this internet adoption rate in Ann Arbor, we saw actually the advertiser expenditures and that sharp decline you see around 2006 actually was ahead of the curve in Ann Arbor. So what happens is this begins to direct our corporate eyeballs to Ann Arbor as being a place to figure out what to do with our model to address this situation. So the next thing we see is this major decline in newspaper circulation. And if you remember that internet adoption rate slide, that kind of the height of that steep incline was right around 2004. Looking at this slide, right around 2004 is where you see this huge drop in newspaper circulation. So corporate eyeballs are looking at Ann Arbor, looking at the Ann Arbor News, and saying, this is the market, doing considerable research to establish this is the market where we're going to try something to change our whole business model to address what's happening in terms of this disruptive innovation. So our company owners come to us and say, upon closing of the Ann Arbor News, create a sustainable online business model preserving local journalism. So what do? many of you probably experienced. On July 29th, Ann Arbor News closes, and we launch AnnArbor.com. These two pictures up here, especially the website picture on the right, I always chuckle at this because this was only 3.5 years ago, and our website looks considerably different than that now. But when we started this, the whole idea was to evolve to a digitally focused organization. So what does that really mean? When MLive, we had MLive in this market, and we were putting Ann Arbor News content on MLive prior to the launch of AnnArbor.com. So really, what is the difference? Well, when you think about it, there's actually a big difference. So when we say digitally focused, we are now we put together a whole newsroom that's focused on creating content with immediacy, which then feeds the newspaper. There are no deadlines. There's commenting that's happening on the articles. So the whole engagement is different than what's happening in the newspaper. And there's opportunity to update articles as they're happening. It really inverts the model when you are taking your online content to feed a newspaper as opposed to taking your newspaper content to feed online. So we inverted that model. We launched this online 24/7, in print Thursday and Sunday, and with a very broad range of topics, much more so than what you see on AnnArbor.com now. The idea at the beginning was to throw it all out there and see what works and see what people are going to gravitate to and how are people going to engage with that. And then we had some innovative ways, different ways of treating advertising, different than what you've seen on some other websites in terms of deal text ads, we call them. But the idea behind advertising is our whole kind of mantra was to connect businesses and consumers in a really very real and tangible way. So in a newspaper, you print a newspaper ad and you get consumers' eyeballs. Online, you put an online ad and you actually, in a very tangible way, connect a consumer with that business, more than just making an impression, but actually getting them to engage with that business through online mediums. So it's different. So how did that work out, or how has it been working out? In about a 2-year period following the launch, so looking at December 2009 through the next 2-year period, our AnnArbor.com's average daily unique visitors grew by about 78%. Looking at all newspaper websites across the country in that same time period, the growth was about 26%. So AnnArbor.com's growth of unique visitors online was outpacing the industry as a whole 2 to 1, or 3 to 1, I'm sorry. So you can say doing pretty well in that 2-year period. The other thing we found very quickly, actually, is AnnArbor.com's audience combined with MLive.com's audience reached a #1 position in terms of reach of the local market compared to any other newspaper website in the country. So within a very short amount of time, achieved huge reach of this market. And then if you look at this slide, why some of those are yellow, the yellow shows the commitment of our parent company. All of this is probably top 10 or 15 newspaper websites across the country and the reach of the respective local markets. And every one that is yellow is owned by our parent company. And the top one is AnnArbor.com and MLive combined. So we were the leaders in this for our company, but we're establishing the way of doing this across advanced internet, advanced publications across the country. So today, AnnArbor.com looks different than it did before. We have enhanced along the way, adding a little bit more organization to how people get to the content on our homepage. We've slimmed down the topics that we actually really put the primary resources into, being those that we found that people really consume, which are news, sports, business, and a business focus. We've added a variety of other modules within AnnArbor.com, an events calendar, restaurant listings, real estate, autos, jobs, grocery. All those things didn't exist when we launched on July 2009. So, where do we go from here about 3 years after launch? Because remember, our company owners look to us to figure out how to do this well, how to create success in getting the former print consumers online to consume our digital journalism. So the next step, corporate-wide, is how do you scale that model? How do you make this work across the country where you have 26 newspapers in a variety of markets all across the country owned by advanced publications? The first step in scaling this model, what Arbor.com started, is to form media groups throughout the country. MLive Media Group being the one in the state of Michigan, to focus on two things that Arbor.com focused on: digital news journalism and marketing opportunities for businesses and advertisers in our communities. So that really is our dual focus and our core focus for the media groups that are being formed. MLive Media Group has been formed for Michigan. We have Alabama Media Group, NOLA Media Group, Pennsylvania Media Group, Syracuse Media Group, and we're continuing to roll out more media groups across the country to encapsulate all 26 of those publications. The next thing we do is we form another company, Advanced Central Services. Advanced Central Services is the part of our company, or a separate company, but part of our operation, which is really allows MLive Media Group to focus on those two core areas of digital journalism and marketing opportunities for businesses. Because what Advanced Central Services does is supports us in every other way, through production, circulation, accounting, technology, human resources, printing, and a variety of other services. So over at 301 East Liberty, in the MLive Media Group's Ann Arbor Hub, we're not laying out a newspaper. We're not providing human resources benefits. I mean, we get our human resource benefits. We don't have a human resources person in that office. It's all provided by a second company which we formed in the state of Michigan called Advanced Central Services. So, MLive Media Group, in terms of specifically those two core areas, what does that look like in terms of scaling that model? MLive Media Group consists of a variety of different brands and products. MLive.com, Arbor.com, and then 7 newspaper brands that were the former Booth newspaper brands around the state of Michigan, and then in addition to that, expanding operations into Detroit and Lansing. So this pretty much says that across multiple platforms. So what are our goals as MLive Media Group? First, I've already kind of mentioned it, perpetuate our digital-first focus across the state. At the same time, in terms of perpetuating that digital focus, remember back in 2009, when Ann Arbor News closed and Arbor.com came on board, Arbor.com has been publishing a newspaper 2 days a week. We've taken all of the other newspapers around the state that were publishing 7 days a week, with the exception of the Flint, Saginaw Bay City, which at this point a year ago, we're already publishing 3 days a week. The rest of the newspapers are now down to a 3-day-a-week model. So again, focusing on digital. Being committed to journalistic excellence, providing multi-platform advertising and marketing solutions. So I say multi-platform right now, and that's newspaper, that's tablet, that's mobile phone, that's desktop computers, and what will that be in the future? That's what we're setting up to be able to handle. Engage audiences on every platform, keeping pace with changing consumer media habits. We know that that's going to evolve and change. So really identifying our product as our news and information, and our ability to connect businesses and consumers. Our product isn't a website. Our product isn't a mobile solution. Our product is our content and our business connectivity. And then hiring, recruiting, and training the most talented, committed people we can find. So now MLive Media Group is formed. Those are our goals. And I'm going to play this little video that kind of encapsulates how we feel about MLive Media Group and what we're all about. So with that, a new company, new culture, new offices around the state. We've opened 10 new offices around the state, moved out in most of our markets already, moved out of our traditional newspaper offices into very unique, I think very unique office spaces that are designed with principles. Brought in an architecture firm to help us with this and designed with principles to really encourage collaboration and innovation. These are very high-tech office environments where very open spaces. We can go to any of our offices around the state. We're plugged in as soon as we walk through the door. It's like being at our desk here. So it's they're really very innovative environments. Ann Arbor, over on 301 East Liberty, looks to be the last to be to incorporate that principle, but we have plans taking shape to infuse that same sort of office environment and work environment in Ann Arbor. So this company, 24/7 operation focused on immediacy. We've covered that was the goal of AnnArbor.com. That's what we're rolling out across the state with MLive Media Group. Delivering award-winning journalism. In fact, AnnArbor.com in 2011 won 8 awards from the Michigan Associated Press Editorial Association for coverage in 2011. That actually is the highest number of AP awards of any newspaper organization in our circulation class in the state of Michigan. So we're delivering on that promise. Delivering content directly to consumers through email, print editions, through apps, through all sorts of multi-platform environment, and all from a company that really does love and embrace technology. So that kind of covers the editorial piece. That's the focus. Our sales approach and what we're doing in terms of connecting businesses with consumers has radically been revamped as well. It really hinges on a very consultative sales approach. As opposed to being an organization that goes in, talks with businesses, and just comes to them with, here's your solution, we can place an ad on our website, or we can place an ad in our newspaper. We go into this very consultative approach to understand what businesses' needs are and coming back with solutions to meet those businesses' needs, much like an advertising agency would do with their clients. And in fact, we really look at MLive Media Group now being not just MLive.com, but I'll emphasize MLive Media Group as being a digital marketing resource and a digital marketing agency. We have all sorts of products beyond just advertising for businesses on our websites and in our newspapers. We provide SEO consulting, we provide social media consulting, behavioral targeting across our media and broader networks. We do click management. So it really is, MLive Media Group really is a digital marketing consulting agency beyond what people have been used to looking at MLive or AnnArbor.com as. So, with that, kind of bringing this back around to disruptive innovation and having really transformed our whole business model. It was a year ago, two weeks ago, on February 1st, a year ago, that MLive Media Group and Advanced Central Services were formed as companies. Transformation is challenging. I mean, we had to build a whole new workforce, taking people who have been in a traditional news environment to people that come to us from a very digitally focused environment, bring that together and create this whole new culture of innovation. We've really radically changed the way consumers have consumed our product. Again, our product being our news and information. And then as we continue to face customers, and as we move on, we continue to face customers and advertisers who kind of wish the media environment and media world hasn't changed, but it has, and it's part of the challenge is continuing to educate consumers and educate advertisers as to what this new world of technology can bring. So where does this where are we now and where do we want to go from here? I think that what we've done as a corporation across the country and here in Michigan is it puts us on the right path. This transformation really allows us to serve the community for many years to come. We have positioned ourselves in a way that we can adapt to change, which is inevitable. We've seen change more quickly in the last 20 years than we have at any point in the last 400 years, as I've demonstrated, and we feel that we're now positioned to be able to do that. We're providing ourselves a platform to pursue our core franchises. Again, great journalism, regardless of the delivery of the platform. Our product is our great journalism. The platform, it used to be, it's a newspaper, and it used to only be a newspaper. It's now online, it's your phone, it's your tablet, and in 5 years from now, who knows, when I started at Arbor.com in 2009, an iPad didn't exist. So I think we're poised to meet those challenges. And we provide a greater value through a wider range of products and services for you, the marketing community. And with that, thank you. Microphone?
Yeah, we have time for questions. So let's hit them with some hard ones.
Uh-oh. From the Plymouth Chamber.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Yeah, so I think about like Patch and what they bring to the table and the influence they've had through the larger entity, which is the AOL group that you're affiliated with. How do you, because I always look at it from a sales perspective, how is it that you spin it that the value of the printed media that you guys still create overcomes that within a competitive market?
So as I'm understanding this question, is kind of one of the, it's
what's
actually,
your competitive edge?
What's that?
What's your competitive edge? Is what you're over that type of venue?
Couple of things.
Okay.
Multi-platform. So you take the combined reach of our print products with online, and we are dominant in terms of our ability to, you take our print product, our online, and all the other products that MLive Media Group can provide. And that's our competitive edge. We have considerably more reach than any other media company in the state of Michigan. Even just online, MLive Media Group, or MLive.com, combined with AnnArbor.com, has the greatest reach of any news and information website in the state. So and then you couple that with all of the other things that we can provide, and our print products as well. It's this huge reach through multi-platform.
Thank you.
David, if you could talk for a minute about understanding what MLive did, how did that affect your clients and your customers that were used to the hard print editions and to that media? What was their reaction to going more digital now?
It's been a process. It's been, we started in Ann Arbor when we went down to we launched a new brand and we went down to 2 days of print. So it's taken time, it's taken education. But over time, I think that advertisers have come to understand the effectiveness of the multi-platform solutions that we can provide. But yes, the reaction at first, it's interesting when I'm out talking to consumers or advertisers. I was at a UMS event, and University Musical Society event, a couple of weeks ago, and I was talking to consumers about AnnArbor.com and MLive.com and what we're doing. And it's so different talking to someone now, face to face, our consumers, than it was 3 years ago. It's taken time, and I remember as I started with the company as marketing director for AnnArbor.com, and I think it was Lucy Ann Lance asked me on the radio, what is Ann Arbor? This was very early on, like within the first few months. What is AnnArbor.com's biggest obstacle? And my answer was time, because really that's what it's taken. Time, sure, certainly marketing dollars and education, but people had to experience it, both consumers and businesses alike.
Hey Dave, I have a question. So think about Craigslist, right? So posting a classified or selling my car, for example, which I just sold on Craigslist, cost me nothing, right? So I've tried to post on newspaper websites. I can't remember if it was MLive or maybe the Detroit Free Press or something, but it seemed very expensive. Now, how are you adapting to the competition of free, is that lowering costs for general consumers to post classifieds on MLive?
Well, classifieds on MLive, there actually is a free model, correct? Colin is with me here. Yeah, I mean,
for certain categories.
For certain categories. A car, I actually posted my car that I sold on MLive.com, and it was a free post. You know, we're adapting to that by providing some free, but then you can enhance with some additional cost.
Okay, cool. Great, so I can post my car for free maybe on MLive. That's good to know. All right, who else has questions? In the back.
So I do have a question about branding, because Arbor.com went a different model than in the other markets, because the Arbor News went away. It was only Arbor.com. In the other markets, the print publications are still Grand Rapids Press or whatever. So I'm curious how you deal with that, because you're talking about the one overriding MLive group, but you've got a dozen different brands out there, and I'm wondering, does that mean soon Grand Rapids Press is just going to be MLive Grand Rapids, or are you trying to keep those separate brands?
Yeah, it's a really good question, and that's a couple answers to that. In Ann Arbor, obviously, as you mentioned, it was a different model. It took away the Ann Arbor News brand, and we decided to launch AnnArbor.com. That didn't come without a lot of conversation, a lot of research, and we made that decision to kill the brand name completely and start from the ground up. And I think that's you can debate back and forth whether that was the right thing to do. Personally, as marketing director for AnnArbor.com, I do think that was the right thing to do. It provided what happened is we were challenged by the kind of, I'll say, outrage of the Ann Arbor News going away. But at the same time, every eyeball was watching what we were doing. So to come out and say, hey, Ann Arbor News is going to go to 2 days a week, but it's still the Ann Arbor News. And we've got this entirely new digital model, and it's going to be the AnnArborNews.com. Check out what we're doing. Imagine trying to shift the consumer's mindset to really understand what this new digital model is, from just, oh, it's the Ann Arbor News content, you can get it online. Because it really is very different than that. So by killing that brand, we really we had to kind of fight with that outrage, but at the same time we had everybody watching what we were doing. As we decided what we were going to do around the state, we decided to do it differently. And now, what we're dealing with is that challenge of taking the brand equity in the local newspaper brand and transferring that to MLive. So that when people think MLive and you're in Grand Rapids, you're thinking this is digital first, and this is innovative. And it's also everything I would get from my traditional Grand Rapids brand, the Grand Rapids Press newspaper that I've engaged with for the last 40 years. So it's a different challenge, and again, I'll say one of the things that's going to take to transfer that brand equity from the local newspaper brand to MLive is going to take time. So and marketing effort, but time.
More questions?
This one being a freelance journalist myself.
Yeah.
Journalists, we have a lot of issues with the way things have changed. You're giving writers cameras and video cameras. They don't know what they're doing, to be honest. Obviously, it's taking over the marketplace for photographers. New world photographers who shot the Ann Arbor News. Most of them are doing something else now. One became a mid-tech. And we've got blogs, which some of them are, in general, not just AnnArbor.com, but are legitimate, and some of them are, and they're somewhat uncontrolled at some publications. And the worst thing, I think, is lack of copyright. I've noticed this in AnnArbor.com. I've also noticed that with Detroit News, we do free press as much. The facts are just wrong. The spelling is atrocious. And I'm not somebody to talk about spelling because this is why I take pictures. I can't spell. But there's this Wikipediaizing of journalism, no longer truly professional journalism. Some is, but it's mixed with stuff that passes off as being semi-professional, but isn't it? At least serious amateur.
I'll answer that to some degree, and I'm also going to invite Jen Ayers, our Director of Statewide Community Engagement, to also chime in. But, I think one thing to understand is, speaking to, for example, to the photography question that you asked, and giving digital cameras to journalists and such. It's a different world, and expectations are changing. And I think that, if you look at what we've done with MLive Media Group and Arbor.com specifically, we haven't abandoned photojournalism. We have photojournalists on our staff that do incredibly excellent work. Melanie Maxwell is incredibly talented here in Ann Arbor and delivers that photojournalism experience. A journalist, a written journalist, a writer that is out in the field that has a digital camera, what that does is it adds an element to their story that, we frankly in this world, we can't have a photojournalist following every journalist that we have out on the street. So it adds to the experience. But we've also, I think, preserved photojournalism with what we're doing across the state. Jen, do you want to add to this?
I guess I would just add that this is another case where the technology has changed so much that it's allowing us to do things that not only we couldn't do before, but that weren't necessary before. In the print world, you didn't need a photo or a piece of art to accompany every story. And the Ann Arbor News certainly never did have that. But online, readers expect some sort of visual to accompany almost every story. And the tools that we have, the iPhones, the even digital cameras, little pocket ones, are so good that they do compensate to a certain degree for the lack of formal training and skill, in a way that makes an image okay to use. It's not going to be the quality that Melanie gives us but her time gets to be focused on the real high quality packages and pieces.
And I would add, I don't want to dodge your question about copy editing. It's an important part of, obviously an important part of journalism. But again, the model changes and the expectation changes in terms of, in a newspaper cycle, as you know, as a journalist, it's driven by deadlines. And your copy editor, you get the story in, copy editors edit, taking care of all of those issues, and then it makes it into the newspaper in print, or it doesn't because it's beyond deadline. In the digital world, there's a fire and you see smoke over there. You expect to be able to go to annarbor.com or MLive.com immediately and see what that smoke is coming from. If that story had to go through the same traditional newspaper model, the immediacy would be gone. So I'm not trying to make an excuse and say that copy editing shouldn't happen, there should never be, to say it's okay to make errors. But it's a result of that. Would you agree, Jack?
But we're actually out of time. I suggest we take this offline. I'm really excited about MLive because I think that as people forget, right? It's like the world is changing so quickly. So MLive is really going to be, I think, the source for local news and information, and people are going to forget about the newspaper arriving like it did when we were kids. I just think the evolution will even bring more good things for MLive. So I applaud your efforts. Let's give David a big round of applause. And so it is 12:45. That's why I stopped the conversation. But great talk. Now we get to go around the room and introduce ourselves. So if everybody would please, just stand up, well, one at a time, and give us your name and your company. And if you're looking for anything, real briefly, ask for that, and we'll get all the way around the room in 15 minutes. Sound good? All right, we're going to start over here with our sponsor, Let's Go.
Hi, I'm Leslie McGraw with Let's Go Social Media Marketing and Training. And if you have a
a little card. On the back of it, there's a number. That number is the percentage that you can get off with services this month. And I help with social media strategy, digital press releases, as well as blogging. If you keep a hold of your card next week, that number will mean something else. Okay.
Briefly, because I've been introduced already, but I'm Jen Iyer, the Statewide Community Engagement Director for MLive Media Group. I oversee all the different ways that we on the editorial side interact and engage with our readers, from comments to social media to in-person engagement and other things as well.
Hi, I'm Mary Lou. I'm manager of LA2M, and thanks, David. Really appreciate the inside look on the evolution of MLive Media Group. It was very informative, really a good talk.
Thank you, Mary.
Yeah, it was. We are so privileged to have so many good speakers here. David's just another example of the top quality speakers that we have that address this group on a weekly basis. So if you have a suggestion for a speaker, someone you've seen who is an exceptional person that would really fit in well with the type of talks that we offer here, please let me know about that. I'd be happy to talk with you about that. And thanks for coming out. Really appreciate it.
Hello, my name is Mike Brace. I run an organization called Embrace Marketing. As David referenced, I represent different organizations, including 3 chambers of commerce just east of here, with Plymouth, Canton, and Northville. Today, I'm representing an organization that is using the Ann Arbor Schools District website as an opportunity for sponsorships for companies that want to promote themselves to the students or the parents of the students of the school district. My name is Mike Brace. I'm working with a company called Alternative Revenue Development. If you know somebody or if you have clients that could use that, feel free to ask me further questions. Thank you.
My name is Peter. I'm a web developer with Web Communications.
Hi, I'm Dave Menz with Move Communications. We move your brand forward with impact through storytelling.
Hi, sorry. I'm Erin. I'm a content producer at Ingenix Digital Marketing and one of the LA2M live tweeters.
Hi, I'm Lauren Schneider. I'm the social media coordinator at Ingenix and also one of the live tweeters.
Hi everyone, I'm Laura Enna. I'm currently in my senior year at Michigan State, Go Green. And I'm a digital marketing intern at Ingenix this semester also.
My name is Ashley Bershoni. I'm also a digital marketing intern at Ingenix. I graduated from Michigan State. You're going to see a lot of Spartan pride at this table.
Hi, my name is Jerry Guo. I'm a software developer and startup owner. I recently put up a local shopping app based on product reading and price comparison and coupon search. So now it's up there, free download, free to use, but the problem is that I need marketing to find people to push this thing off so that people can know it and use it free.
Hi, I'm Krisha. I'm a public relations master's student, also interning at Ingenix, and I'm working on a special project right now with the Detroit Tigers, working on a new fundraising plan to be unveiled this spring. So it's exciting if you're a Tigers fan.
I'm Roger Rayle. I'm a venture catalyst. I do the video here and several other places, and tonight is the second meeting of our new group, Ann Arbor Video Interest Group, A2VIG.org. It'll be at Cubs AC. It's a step up from the old place. It's a little bigger. Still got good lighting, good sound, good internet, plus beer.
Where's the beer? Sorry. Hi, I'm Doug Anderson, retired marketing research guy. If I stand up, I'll hurt somebody. And I do a little consulting on demographic trends, but mostly I kayak.
Hi, Tom Crawford. I'm a mobile app developer, so if you need a mobile app, let me know. But today I want to talk about the 2013 Visual Thinking and Literacy Conference It'll be April 13th at Seaholm High School in Birmingham, so if you want to learn how to communicate better or think differently using visuals, come see me after and get some information.
Hi everyone, I'm Beth Simon. My company is Taproot Marketing, and I help my clients succeed with targeted marketing plans, content, and messaging for their own unique marketplace.
Hi, I'm Michelle Rogers. I'm with Heritage Media. I'm the managing editor of 8 weekly newspapers and the website heritage.com. But as of Monday, I will be the new director of community engagement and editorial content. We'll training for the newsrooms across Michigan, including the Oakland Press, Macomb Daily, Heritage, and the Morning Sun. And I also run a community media lab at Ypsilanti. It's free, where we give one-on-one instruction, and we have workshops on all kinds of things from producing video to social media and that kind of thing.
Hi, excuse me. Hi, I'm Laura Kirchner with Ingenix Digital Marketing, and we help companies and organizations reach their business goals through online initiatives. So if you have any need for online advertising or marketing, you can talk to me. Thanks.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth Raymond. I'm the owner of Boundless Beauty Studio. We are a photography company that specializes in boudoir and maternity photography. If anyone doesn't know what boudoir is, think of Maxim. I know you guys know Maxim. So I am looking for anyone who knows someone who's pregnant. We are updating our portfolio and transforming our company. So if you know anyone who's pregnant, I'm offering a free photo session to them. Come get a card. You don't have to tell me who it is. Drop off the card to them. Let them know. Thanks.
Hi, my name is Jordan, and I help out with the marketing at Dexter Builders. So if anybody needs anything built or repaired, come back and talk to me.
Hi, I'm Stephanie. I'm the online marketing specialist for Online Tech.
Hi everybody, my name is Jim Uziel and I work in web and mobile development, and I work with small businesses to help them with mobility online. So again, Jim Uziel, come see me if you'd like to talk about mobility.
Hi everybody, I'm Stacy from Belleville, your local digital print shop. We'd love to help you with your postcards, brochures, flyers, business cards.
I'm Colin Flynn with Carnival Cruise Lines. I'm the Business Development Director in Michigan and Ohio, and I work with corporations developing incentive groups and sales meetings.
And Brian Kors, I'm with University of Michigan, ITS. Always been fascinated in how technology, communication can translate into real-world action. So today was a great fun.
Hi, my name is May Saibo. I own the company Carved Stone Gallery for the luxury marble product. This is first time here.
Welcome. Hey, I'm Laura Spensley with Servpro Canton and Servpro Washington County, your 24-hour fire, water, remediation specialist. And my ask this week is that you like our new Facebook page, Servpro Washington County.
Hi, Julie Burley, first time here also with Synergetic Marketing. We do online, social media, and reputation management.
Hi, I'm Minnie Matthews with 360 Photo, and I'm here, I work with Google. And what we do is we do virtual tours of inside of businesses.
Well, I'm Janice Milham. I do visual marketing for small businesses. My website is milhamphoto.com.
Tina Walther from Rapport Innovative Marketing. I teach my clients how to tell their customers thank you in unique and cost-effective ways.
Good afternoon, I'm Dr. Thomas Blackwell, principal owner of Martel International, a training and development company. Also, we're expanding into South America, so if you're into sales and marketing, contact me.
There's almost enough people in this room to make yourself nervous introducing yourself. My name is Justin Gibson. I work for Sandler Training, and we help companies optimize their sales process.
My name is Patrick Holliday. I work with new media at WEMU. We're a local Ann Arbor, Ypsilanti NPR affiliate, and I ask today that you follow us on Facebook.
Hi, I'm Bob Roth. I coordinate our online presence at WEMU 89.1 FM, and I try to keep up with Patrick.
I'm Bud Gibson. I created the search marketing program at Eastern Michigan University, so this is actually the first time I'm set so near the other EMU folks. our students actually can help you put together your campaigns combining search marketing and social media marketing and mobile marketing. So if you have needs, feel free to talk to me.
I'm Liz Marie. I work for Digital First Media, and I'm helping advertisers find their audience in the Tri-County area, Open Press, Home Daily, Heritage Papers, Heritage West Papers, and I work on doing custom campaigns so that they can meet the needs that they need exactly to find exactly the right audience.
My name is Nick Helmholt. I'm a project manager at Clean Energy Coalition. If you own or operate a commercial building anywhere in Southeast Michigan and you're interested in saving some energy, come find me after the talk here. I'm also looking into app development, so got a few people I know run into too.
Hi, Colin Thomas with MLive Media Group. I work with Dave on the Southeast Michigan marketing team. We do have a free business listings product that has strong SEO value. So if you do a Google search for your business, you may see it on the first page of Google. Go in, add additional information about your business, and you can also upgrade that too to get a better ranking.
And I'm Carter Sherlin from Prince Studios, and I'm a commercial editorial and portrait photographer. And the pictures from these meetings go up on the group's Facebook page.
Thank you, Carter. Yeah, my name is Derek Marabon from Ingenix Digital Marketing. You met a bunch of our interns and team. You know, I bet one of the biggest stories on MLive this morning was the big victory for the Spartans. You know, I'm sure they got a lot of traffic. So, for any Spartans in the room, congratulations. That's me too. That was satisfying. My wife's like, why do you keep talking about this? I'm like, oh, it's kind of fun. But yes, Dave, really enjoyed your talk. Let's give Dave Martel one more round of applause. He's a good guy to know in the business, right? You can say you saw him here at LA2M. So next week, you know, I fired up my LA2M to go app because we're so cool. We have an app, right? Donated by Zengenuity. Somebody made it for us. That's really nice. So next week, because I looked on my app, is Chris Kamansky from Design Hub. A lot of you probably know Chris. He's been around for a while. And he's talking about the only 6 ways you'll ever build your business. Sounds intriguing, right? Right? So bring your friends back. We'll be here next week. Come early. You notice if you get your orders in early, then your food kind of arrives around noon, which is probably strategically good. So anyways, thanks for coming. See y'all next week. Go out and make some money. Have fun. See ya.